Good day. Hi there, I'm Reed, back at Orchestra Farm. Little morning walkabout here. And, as I prepare for my work day today, I am thinking about money, thinking about wealth, prosperity. And, when I look out across this farm, I realize that as far as wealth and prosperity goes, I have a lot of metrics that I use for it. One of those is like, how fresh is my food? That's a top priority in my prosperity and wealth factor. I really want the freshest possible food. And ideally, I pick it that day, I eat it that day. And the closer to picking it that I eat it, the better. Now, for some things, you might, need to freeze it or preserve it for some time, and that's great. Other ways are, how much time in my life do I have for my arts? How much space do I have to take care of my physical body? How much space, in the well-roundedness of it, am I getting my meditation practice in? Which actually ties in with my arts, so it's a nice combo piece there. And when I go to work, I am working for money. Now, it's 2024, it's November, I don't know, maybe the 13th or the 14th. So, U.S. election just took place, and in the money realms, there's like several different factors of things that, provide the short-term wealth and prosperity, and then the long-term wealth and prosperity. And in my life, I won't get into my whole story, but I was really focused on the immediateness in life. And now I am aiming to focus equally on the long terms. So with that, I recognize I need to be investing. And because of all of my life factors, I'm doing that on a very minimal scale at this point. But I am happy to say that I have started. And as I was looking at me as a person and the options that were out there or that are out there, I realized I'm a high risk individual often. It doesn't exactly bother me, and I've embraced it in the past in a bunch of different ways. And so in investing, I'm getting started kind of late. I'm in my mid-40s, and how am I gonna go about this? So, and in my different conversations with different people over the years, one of the things I've been hearing about was Bitcoin. This is a different conversation than cryptocurrencies, so if you're into that, that's a different level of high risk. And I, for one, want to make investing boring. I don't want to be thinking about it all the time. I want to put my money someplace that it grows into the future. And cryptocurrencies seem like gambling. Bitcoin seems like actually pretty legit reality set. Now, like I mentioned, there's just this U.S. election, and when your investment goes up 10, 17%, that's great. And most of the money in the world at this point is digital. If you keep your money in the bank and you're paying your stuff through the bank, now look at this flow. Money flowing. A lot of money terms are related to water. And one of my meditations regarding money is that I'm actually a lake-styled reservoir that's spring-fed. So the spring is the money coming in. I'm this large repository for it. And then there's different tributaries that flow off of me where the money heads down, along its way. It's not really meant to be stagnant. So anyway, since most money is digital, and even though I think precious metals are another wonderful thing, like how they move around the world is tricky and costly, and verifying that you have the legit, piece of precious metal, that's also actually kind of difficult. And when the, cash money supply is altered by the printing presses, that creates a situation which I find a little disheartening. And that's kind of where Bitcoin comes in the realm of, it's an open ledger. Anybody can look at it. It's also digital, which makes it easily movable. Like, you don't have to wait for the bank to be open. You don't have to worry about which country it's going to. And you can hold your own keys. So you can hold your own connection to it. It's a bit of a mind game because it's not one of these traditional forms of wealth. But in the notion of it is scarce, and scarcity actually brings a level of wealth with it, especially as more people desire it. That's a basic supply and demand thing, right? The more demand there is for a given supply, the more the value of the supply goes up, especially if it's a limited supply. And that's what we're looking at. And more of the different, governing agencies of the world, more of the corporations and wealth hoarders of the world are looking at it being like, we want this on our balance sheet. And at this moment in time, there is still time to get in on this game. And all money is a game, as far as I'm concerned. It's just a matter of, like, how are you playing it? And that's where I decided I'm going to put my current investment, since I have so little to go with. And I feel pretty good about my future with that. There's other ways to diversify, and if I had more money, I would diversify. But at this point, I don't. So if I'm going to invest in something else, it's probably going to be me and different things I can see as business or creative paths, which might be seen as a business, but we're still waiting to find out, because businesses need to make money. Let's be honest. As an entrepreneur, if I don't make money, I'm not really an entrepreneur. Anyway, with that, I hope that your long-term look into the future is really well padded with your abundance, prosperity, your wealth, and that you've made either really good moves in the past or in the present to align for that. Because as we get old, hey, maybe we don't move as well as we wanted to in the past. Maybe we're not as capable anymore. And to be able to provide for yourself and is just like something I want to be able to do, rather than having to rely on some other system to take care of me. With that, I hope that you're having fun. I hope that you're having too much fun. And I want to say thanks for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for liking the videos. Thanks for all your comments. Doing my best to stay up on commenting back to you. With that, have too much fun.